What's going on, everyone? Welcome to a new video on my YouTube channel. We're gonna talk about Omen on Ascent now, second video of the series. If you haven't watched the last one, it was on Avon. Go check that out. I'm gonna make this guide in 5 minutes. Let's go. Positioning on city sided. Let's go. Where does Omen go when he's playing city on Ascent? He can play everywhere. He can play A, he can play catwalk, he can play here, he can play B, he can play literally everywhere. Positioning on the T side. Where does Omen play on the T side? Very easy. Usually you want to have your Omen playing on mid link or top mid. Basically you want him to have control over the mid area because his smokes are crucial for mid control. Okay guys? Okay, now we're gonna talk about smokes. If you're executing A, where does your Omen have to smoke, or where do you as an Omen have to smoke? You have to smoke door or switch, whatever you want to call it, and Heaven. I like to smoke Heaven more to the outside, so it forces the Heaven players to actually walk out of the smoke in like pretty much away. And it gives times for our players to shoot him while he's trying to run away. If the smoke is very deep, a person can just shoot and go back to cover. You want it to put it more away of the wall. Okay, B execution. You smoke market and you smoke CT. Pretty basic smokes. Now here's where it gets tricky. So for mid control, usually what you want to do is smoke short and smoke the stairs. This is what you want to do in ranked. Like the mid smokes that you use on your team, if you're playing competitively, it will depend on the strategy and the way that your team wants to take control over mid. But if you're playing ranked, these are the two basic smokes to use. Then if the enemy jet, if you notice that the enemy jet or Reyna keeps pushing this smoke and keeps killing people without getting punished because the jet has the dash and the Reyna has the dismiss, then you want to change your smoke to this one.
Shadows traveling.
And I'm gonna show you good things that you can do actually when you trying to smoke this one, because this one can be thrown like this.
Cover going out.
And when it pops in the air, you can actually TP here safely. And that's a good trick that I'll show you after. Now, what smokes do you use for a B split? Now, if you're splitting B, if your team wants to split B, you want to give them this smoke and a city smoke. This is how you want to use your smokes. What are the smokes that you use on an A split? You smoke garden, like this, and you want to smoke Heaven. Again,
cover going out.
As further away as you can. Obviously not like this, because people can kill, right? But you know what I mean? Further away as you can. Okay, now we're gonna talk about the Shrouded Step. So one of the TPs that you can use is here. I think everyone knows this spot. Now this one is a little bit less common, but whenever you're playing right here, right, the round starts to tick like less than 1 minute, etc. The enemy team is about to execute. You can literally just TP like this. If there's enemies on cat, they won't know where you TP to. You TP to this spot and you can play an off angle here. Pretty nice. If you're playing mid, obviously can be in this area taking some picks here. If you see the enemy team is trying to pressure you by pushing pizza, you can always fall back to here, and you can even fall back to there. If you're on B, then if you're on B, you obviously have this like this okay. You have this TP where you can play in an off angle if you're trying to play for retake because you're alone or whatever. Get a pick, fall back, TP out, something like that. Be creative, guys. Now on the T side, sometimes there's people that don't smoke Heaven and throw this smoke on the middle of side, TP into it, and it creates like more chaos for the guy that is on the bomb side to be able to defend. There's a jet dashing into Gen, there's a fucking smoke where an Omen TP to, there's guys pushing at the same time. So this can be something that you can use like once a half, and it's pretty nice. Okay, on mid the TPs that you can use are pretty nice.
Shadows traveling.
One TP that you can use is smoke mid, TP to this metal box, and then have a different angle to pick short from, where the enemy is not expecting. You can either pick from the bottom part or come here and pick here, and it's a nice way for you to gain mid control by yourself. Usually only works in ranked, right? And then you have the other TP to this box that I showed you, and what you want to do is basically throw the smoke, right? You want to be here in cover, you're gonna throw the smoke and you're gonna throw it up here. If it ever goes to the top of this, you need to make it so it doesn't go there, obviously, but you want to do it while walking. You never want to do it with the right and left because it's a lot of trouble, right? So just walk. Okay, it's not on top. And then what you want to do after you throw the smoke is watch your minimap and check for the difference in color, because it shows you when the smoke popped, and when the smoke pops you want to go for the TP. So it's gonna be something like this. Watch the minimap. Okay, it popped and you can show the TP, and the guys won't see you, right? Now as you get good, I'm not an Omen main, but as you get good you can actually TP and do the little B hop, so you're basically not showing yourself, and that's how you do this TP, and you can pretty much destroy the people that are defending mid. Now we're gonna talk about the ultimates. Let's start on A, where you can ult. It's basically here, and this TP is good to check the back side, the whole back side, and check if anyone is there. So when you TP, you want to create like this. Then you can throw your smokes, obviously. Always throw your smokes, guys, before you TP. And then you can also TP on top of this box. If your team is executing from one side, coming in, and you TP here, you can get another angle on the guy on the bomb side. If he decides to turn his back to shoot your ult, then he has his back turn for your team, so this is a pretty good one. If you manage to kill, like if your team manages to kill this guy before you TP, then you have an off angle for the guys that are coming heaven, and then you can go away. Pretty good. And then you have the basic TP to B, and you want to TP to the top left corner, because if you TP here, then it's just the sound is just like if some guy is here holding, he can't hear, because the sound is basically just at the tip of it. Oops, I failed. But you can see the circle. You see? The circle finishes at like here. So if a guy is actually on the top here doing this, he cannot hear you that you TP. Now the ones that I like TPing on the city side, either to do a quick rotation, or when they're executing on top of you, you manage to TP to somewhere in the bomb site where they do not expect, and you end up being behind them and making kills. So one of those TPs can be like you get a kill, flash them back, and you TP on top of the boxes here, and they don't notice that you're TPing here because they're executing, right? So they have a lot of things in their minds, and they don't notice that you're coming up here, and you are able to get kills from behind of them, and it feels pretty amazing when you are able to do this. Now you managed to do the previous one. You want to do the next time, you want to do something safer. You want to TP to lane, and if no one is baiting, staying on B main, sometimes you are able to get off with this. Sometimes you even come here and kill the guy that is holding, and then get more kills on the side. So this is a good one as well for you to try. Another TP that is good here usually is when the team is executing. You can always TP to here after you get a kill or something, and basically you manage to hold and at the same time do the lurker's job. You can also use this TP when your team is making a play around this area, like a mid push. If you're playing on a competitive team, if you have a breach and a jet dashing here, you can have your Sova herring here at the same time. You can flash for them and then TP here. And if they're blind, they cannot hear that you're actually TPing, and so they will get blind by breach. If they are here, they cannot hear your TP. They will get blind by you, and they cannot hear your TP, and this TP has a lot of chances of being actually successful. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I ended up waffling a little bit because I really like to explain things and make sure that you guys know how to do things and why those things are meant to be like that. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more of this content, my god, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, like that video, and thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.